Got it. I got it. Hope you guys got it. This is awesome. Whitney and I have been doing the Pop and Positivity podcast for some time now. We've had a lot of musicians on. We've had some athletes, some Olympic gold medalists, but for the first time, I think ever, we have an actor, a director, a filmmaker.
Really?
First one
Get out of
ever.
here.
Welcome to the Pop and Positivity podcast. Alan Ritchson is here.
Thank you so much. Hopefully, I'm the actors are positive enough to hold a candle to your amazing resume there. That's impressive. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, you know, we try to make ourselves sound bigger than we are. But anyways, here's the deal.
Are you kidding?
This is really cool because I watched the first episode. You have been a superhero, a Ninja Turtle.
That's right.
But now you are Jack freaking Reacher, bro. Like,
that's right.
Whoa. First question for me. When I go to prison, will you come with me?
I'm in.
When?
I'm in, man. I'm ride or die. Let's commit some crimes together so we can do this thing. Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. Yeah, man. It's my reaction was the same as yours. Like, it was a very well reaction when I learned that I have the opportunity to be a part of this franchise in some way, put some small fingerprint on it. If people are out there that haven't read the Jack Reacher books, you're in the minority now, and I suggest you pick them up because they're great. I myself have read them all. I'm a huge fan, and it's surreal to be such a large fan of something like this, and then also, be a part of it, let alone Reacher himself. So it's been fun.
Yeah, that's what I was, I got to chat with him a little bit earlier, Brady. I hate to bust a little bubble here, but I was chatting with him, and it was so interesting because I was thinking, like, this character as a whole is such a person to up to. And I was curious, like, what goes on in your mind when you now have been passed the torch to be this role?
It's tough. I mean, you mentioned like Ninja Turtles and some roles that I've been a part of, right? I mean, again, I think everywhere that I've been has really helped prepare me for this. But I've experienced the pressure of knowing, like, man, everybody knows about this character. Everybody has something to say about it. We imagine something different in our minds, so we can have a million different versions of like Raphael in our heads. And you realize that your job is really to do the best you can with your source material, listen to your instincts, listen to the author's best intent, and then forget about what else is out there. So I've had to learn over the years to really block out the healthy noise that audiences have when they say, like, this is Jack Reacher to me. At the end of the day, I can only do the best that I can and trust that, the people who decided to bring me in for this are right, and listen to those instincts and the material I have and my collaborators, and try to ignore that. So my job in a big way is to not think about how scary it is that like 200 million people think that they know what Jack Reacher is, and they probably are right, so that's a big part of it for me.
I love it. And I love your version of it. It's so badass. It's badassery, which is a word.
I don't know if it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Urban Dictionary.
With 3 or 4 hyphens, I think it is officially a word.
Here we go.
To the next level. He's the guy that guys want to be like, and the guy that girls want to be with. Obviously, I see a lot of that in myself. But when
you say that, and you know what's surprising, what shocked me is I sort of thought of this character a little bit the same way. Like he's like the everyman for every man. And when I read this, I'm so satisfied by like the action and the strength and the confidence and just the justice that this guy's after. And when I was shooting this, talking to one of the producers, Don Granger, who's from Skydance and helped produce this, and he's been a part of this franchise for over a decade. He understands Reacher probably better than myself and anybody else. But we were talking about who the demo, like, who's this for? And he said 50% of the demographic, half of the readers are women.
Oh, I believe it. Especially with those muscles. I know I already commented about your muscles, but like when I go to this film, I'm like ready. I like told my husband, I said, you get that remote ready, bud.
Yeah. This is for everybody. This is really for everybody. This is not just an action or for guys. There's something for everybody. So yeah, anyway, go ahead.
No, it's pretty fun. I was just going to ask you. So the guy, all he wants to do is he wants to go to this really obscure remote town because of a blues artist, and that's awesome. That myself is something to strive for. I would love to do just that, just get up and go one day. But
yeah.
For you personally, is there an artist that you would literally, like, after this interview is done, would go see in like a random town? Is there a musician that has that impact on you or your life?
Oh man, there's a few. I mean, if you're asking me 20 years ago, it would be insane.
Whitney, that's the second NSYNC reference in two interviews. NSYNC keeps popping up.
They do. They just popped up in our last one too.
That's crazy.
Oh, that was. I mean, I even had like the permed hair with the yellow highlights. I mean, yeah, I was in, man.
Oh yeah.
I'd say. Garth Brooks is another one. And he's somebody who
Oklahoman.
I was devastated when he sort of announced his retirement because I was so young and I never had a chance to see him in concert. And then just recently, my wife surprised me with some tickets to see him in Vegas, and that was like the highlight of my career. So I just got to experience my dream, which is seeing Garth Brooks in concert.
Oh, a man after my own soul. Garth is what I grew up on, but with the cassette tape. I mean, that's embarrassing. I'll never forget my uncle.
No, you play my cassette tapes and it sounds like it's slowed down by half because I wore that tape out. I wore it out.
I mean, it happened for Garth and Twisting Away in Margaritaville. And my husband's like, that is definitely not the lyrics. It was the kiddie lyrics I used to listen to. Oh my goodness. Well, okay. So with Pop and Positivity, it is my job on this to pull out the good that's really coming out of what you're doing. And when I was reading about the stuff that you're doing on the side outside of, taping this amazing Amazon show, I love that your awareness for mental health is out there, because I feel like that's something in today's time that everybody's kind of talking about, but you actually have a nonprofit that you're working with that is, for veterans and mental health. Tell us about that.
That's right. I think something that I want to destigmatize is mental health, but not just that, but even in a more macro sense. I think our purpose is to connect with one another, right? And I think the best way that we can do that is to say, here are the places that I'm in pain. Here are the places that I've struggled. And people go, me too. Should we talk about this? I mean, friendship starts with me too, right? That'll turn a phrase. And I've been really stunned at, I think I had sort of an early midlife crisis. I had this sort of mental breakdown, but not for the reasons that you'd think. I was purely exhausted. I was chasing that sort of capitalistic dream of get yourself to the top at all costs. And when I got there, and whatever that looked like for me, I realized there's nothing there. There's nothing at the top. So I had this existential crisis of do I just regurgitate what I've been doing, because I'm exhausted. I have nothing left for life. I also don't know what other purpose there is. And so I really had to find what that is. And that struggle with mental health was something that I never thought I'd be the guy that was suicidal. And I realize now what depression can do to people, and what those moments of crisis in life can do to people, and how you're largely no longer in the driver's seat. And that's a really helpless feeling. Combine that with these conversations that I start having. People either tend to withdraw and go inside and hide that stuff, but I think the right response is just make ourselves available to others and be vulnerable and say, like, man, I'm really struggling with this. And the more that we do that collectively, the more that we become the kind of people that we're supposed to be to each other. I've found that that conversation is sort of become more prevalent in my life due to Heart and Armor, this organization that I'm a part of. I can't think of a better example of somebody who struggles with the kind of PTSD, that I've experienced, but to the extreme. The veteran community is the 1% that serves the 99%. It's such a small group of people that do so much for us, and yet they're sort of forgotten about. It's because enough of us aren't a part of that group. We don't do enough to help that demographic. So Heart and Armor is a place where they serve veterans' needs, but in the best way, because they're doing scientific research to better understand everything from food insecurity to the kind of PTSD that both women might experience in the military, that men experience in the military, and nobody else is doing this. And we are the beneficiary of that. When there are scientific breakthroughs, yes, the veterans are helped, but it's sort of like when NASA creates some thing that becomes a memory foam mattress later, you know, it'll make its way into society. So I care very much, not just for that community, but for everybody to learn to have those kind of conversations. I really appreciate the opportunity to mention that now. Thank you.
So good. Wow. Oh, so good. Well, before we go, Brady, I know I normally end with this question, but ask it for us.
I have two quick ones real quick. So the first one is on the count of three, I need you to say your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle that's not Raphael. We'll do that on the count of three. We'll all say it together as a group. Okay. And then followed by
we're all going to say the same turtle. We're all going to say the same one. Ready?
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. It's coming.
You think?
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Michelangelo. Yes. Yes. We did it.
All right.
Of course it's Michelangelo. I begged to be Michelangelo, begged. And they're like, no, you're Raph. And I'm like, no, guys, I can eat a lot of pizza and be funny. Like, you're not going to be Michelangelo. My dream.
All right. We got to go. February 4th, Amazon Prime Video, Reacher.
Wait. We have to end with the one question we ask on the podcast. Yeah. This is it. Like, this is the one thing we have to do on every podcast. What do you want your legacy to be?
Oh,
I know.
Look, I'm living my dream. As far as my career goes, Reacher, I could die happy playing Reacher. But I want my legacy to be that I was a person that helped other people, realize their needs and wants.
That's so good. Thank you.
Alan, thank you. Yes, we will talk soon. And congratulations on an amazing adventure with Jack Reacher.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, we're proud of that. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right, see ya.